This video is on section 2.5. We're going to do some problems from the homework. And if you look at numbers 1 through 16, those are pretty elementary for what you've done at this point because the denominators are all the same for each problem. So all you're going to do is add across the numerators. So for example, number 16, you're going to take 5 plus 4 plus 3, and you're going to put that answer over 4. And that is it for 1 through 16. As you continue on and you get to 21 through 66, you're going to have a whole bunch of problems with different denominators where you're supposed to find the common denominator. So let's look at, for example, at number 46. We have 17 over 84. So when you have a big denominator, you know you're going to have a little bit of work in front of you, and 17 over 90. So we're going to write the factors of 84. So I'm going to go over here and use my factor tree, and because it's even, I know 2 goes into it 42 times. 2 goes into that 21 times. Circle my primes as I go, and that's 3 and 7. Alright, so I know I have a 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. Alright, now let's do the 90. And the 90 breaks down into 2 and 45. Circle the prime. 45 breaks down into 5 and 9. Circle the prime. 9 breaks down into 3 and 3. So I end up with, for my 90, 3 times 3 times 2 times 5. Alright, so now let's see if we can find the LCD, or least common denominator. Because what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to look at these numbers here and say, alright, let's look at the 2's first. I have 2 2's up there. I have 1 here. So I'm going to want the row with the most 2's, and I'm going to cross out the least number of 2's. Now I'm going to look at the 3's. I've got 1 3 here, I have 2 here. So I want the 2, because that occurs the most. I cross out the 3 that doesn't occur the most. Now I'm going to look at 7. So I have a 7 here, I don't have any here. So that means it occurs the most there. Then I look at the 5's. I've got a 5 here, but I don't have any there, so I'm going to circle that one because that occurs the most. So my common denominator is going to be whatever the answer is for all of this. So what I did is 2 times 2 times 7 times 3 times 3 times 5, and that will give me the common denominator. So let's go ahead and do that. And when we multiply all of those, we get 1,260. So I've got 1,260, and for 17 over 84. And what am I doing here? I am subtracting. I had forgotten which problem I was even doing. So 1,260 for the denominator for 90. So if we're going to change the 84 to 1,260, we have to find out what we multiplied by 84 to get 1,260. And this is where your calculator comes in handy. You take 1,260 divided by 84, and we multiplied 84 by 15 in order to get 1,260. Well, that means we have to multiply the numerator by 15. So we have 15 times 17 equals 255. So this fraction right here is the same as this one. Okay, different numbers, but it equals the same thing. Okay, so now we're going to look at this 90 and see what did we multiply 90 by to get 1,260. So we take 1,260 divided by 90, and we find out that we multiplied this times 14. So that means we have to multiply the top by 14. So we're going to take 14 times 17, and that gives us 238. Now all we have to do is subtract. We know our common denominator is 1,260. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take 255 minus 238, because that's all we do is our numerators. And when we do that, we get 17 over 1,260 for an answer for number 46.